brewing the Uplands Social Session IPA, Q Montage. So I'm now going to be tasting my Uplands Social Session IPA. Now, I've poured it directly from the fridge. I have not moved it from there at all. And I had this brewing for 5 days. I had an overnight cold crash, which I haven't mentioned previously in my lager video. I actually overnight cold crash those because it's so cold at night. You put it in the brewing dock, upside down somewhere, you know, in the brewing dock area, as you normally would for the brewing position, but you cold crash it, i.e. you put it in a cold area. So I put it in the garage, which is freezing cold because it's freezing cold outside anyways, and I leave it there overnight. On the two lager ones, they didn't pop when you take the brewing dock off. With this one, it's still popped, even though, I say, it's been freezing cold. And looking at it, I've had to just wipe the moisture off. It is hazy. Again, I've not had anything drop right. This one's hazy. I've actually poured two because you never know how thirsty I'm going to get. Just clear the mist off this one as well, the residue of the water. And it's definitely not clear. I mean, I can see a shadow through it, and I hope it probably shows up for you in some way. But it's not clear or clean. It's a hazy New England IPA style, which is fine by me. Smell wise though, ooh. It smelled really great out of the pack. This doesn't smell great. Again, smells homebrewy. So, bit concerned. Alright, gonna sit back and taste and see what it's like. Okay, it's carbonated, definitely carbonated. You can taste carbonation. The hops are there, but not massive. It's very, very light. The hop flavour, it's not big at all on this. I'm drinking it, it does go down easy, but I think I'm only going to drink these two, which is less than a pint because these are 2/3 of a pint glasses, I think. I've not measured these, but I hope they're 2/3. Yeah, alright, so 4 days conditioning, it's not done the job. I don't think the full hop flavour is there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this for the extended time, which I think is another 4 days. Alongside that, I am going to bottle 2 of them. So I am going to go clean my bottles, and I'm going to put 2 of them in bottles and store them away. And I'll open one of those in 4 days' time and see how the Pinter compares to this. I'm hoping at that stage I will have only taken out about 2 litres. And now I say it sounds a lot. I will have taken 2 litres out of a 5 litre brew. Will there be too much air in there? I'm hoping not. The 4 days extra conditioning should rebuild up that carbon. Well, I'll test it and see. I'm willing to ride it out and see how it goes. So yeah, I'll see you in a few days. Alright, so I've left my beer to condition for another 4 days. So that's 8 days conditioning in total, and obviously the 5 days conditioning. And this is what I have. I've poured it again direct from the fridge. I don't know if the lighting's the best in here to show it, but for me, yes, it's still hazy, it's not drop bright, but it's actually clearer. i.e. it's much lighter, and I can actually, when I look through, I can see both the finger and the colour. But it's still hazy, and as I say, the light's coming from behind, so you probably won't be able to see this so great. Now, the question is, I'm not too concerned about it dropping bright, and being hazy is absolutely fine. It's the smell and the taste. Now, that smells better. Doesn't smell homebrew like last time. It doesn't taste homebrew, but then it doesn't have that massive hop flavour that I was expecting. I know it's a session IPA, but when I smelt it in the pack, the hops smelled amazing. When I'm tasting this, it's very subtle, the flavour. It's very light. It's drinkable, but there's not really too much to it. Right, so what I also done was I bottled I'd done 2 bottles. Originally at the beginning, just before, I was talking about taking 2 500ml bottles, which would be a litre out of what was in there. And I wanted to minimise the amount that I took out so that there was less air in there and the beer would stay good. And it stayed good, it's not gone bad 4 days later, that's good. I used 2 330ml bottles instead. Now it's a bit really early to be opening what's been bottled in my opinion, so I added some sugar to this, so some fining sugars or brewing sugars, that stage, can't think off the top of my head. So I put some of the sugars in, and I put it into hot water obviously to melt it and put that at the bottom, and then I added the beer in. And actually pouring from the pinter into this was quite easy. I messed up on the first one a bit, got a bit too much foam, but I hold the tap a bit slower, and for me it was perfect. The tap fit nicely against the top head of this. What I'm going to do is open this and pour it into the glass I have. So I'm going to open slowly just to see. I have a hiss. So that has been carbonated. I open it really slowly for a reason, because what I've found with these swing top ones of mine that I've got, if I just pop it, it unsettles it all and it all goes flying up. Now this has been stored the first day not in the fridge, in a warm temperature because I had the sugars there, so room temperature. Then the next 3 days in the fridge. What I've got is the other bottle still in room temperature, which I'm going to chuck into the fridge in a bit. But let's pour this and see how it's come out. It's got a good head, and wow, okay, probably a bit too heavy on the pour from me there, but that colour difference, wow, I can read the etching on the other side. That is clear, even with all the carbonation running up in the glass. And I don't know on the camera if you can see, but literally I can look through from this side and I can read that, which is more than I can normally do with the finger and everything. I'm going to have to leave this a second because I've got it on a etched glass and it looks like it's just going to bobble over. So I'm going to leave it a second and we'll come back. Alright, a bit of swirling around and waiting, and the glasses, well, the head is now dropped down, and I have now a bit of moisture on the edge due to the heat being on in the room here and this coming from the fridge. I'm going to hold it up against the camera, and I really hope that you can see my finger slightly, and this is not in great light condition for you, but I can see through this. Wow. So the bottle's done much better than the actual Pinter for me. Smell wise, let's see if it's changed anything. That's better. That is better. That is much better. Wow. Just going to compare quickly. See, slight hops. This one, the hops come through more and it's just overall cleaner. So it's clean with a nice hop balance on it. It's not amazing, I'm going to be honest to admit that. It's not as amazing as I thought it would be. But the bottled version has come out much better. So I think I know what I may do with the rest of it. I may end up putting it in bottles. Alright, well, that's been the Uplands Social. This has been the Pinter, and this has been the bottle. I'm really hoping in some way you can see the light difference. I may take a shot afterwards actually, but there's immediate difference. This is more murky, this is clearer. Right, I'll see you in the next video. Take care guys.